Shanti, peace to you, peace to me. Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Peter and today I want to talk about what actually is self-esteem. You're talking about me? Self-esteem? What is self-esteem? It's quite a modern term. Our ancestors, for instance, didn't have this concept of self-esteem. They put it in a different manner. So really, deep down it's the trust of your instincts, and a lot of it comes from your subconscious, which can be conditioned from a very early age. As we learn from this channel, that 95% of our brain power is actually our subconscious, which gets conditioned, and it was especially conditioned in the first 7 years of your life. And this can really drive you towards a low self-esteem, i.e. you don't trust yourself. That will defeat you always, because if you keep going around with that low self-esteem, always going outside for your value, your acceptance in the world, it's always going out rather than coming in, and therefore your self-esteem would be low. You have low trust in yourself that you can actually overcome many of the hurdles that life throws at you. So self-esteem really would come from inside, obviously, which it means self-esteem, trust, being the one. Too much self-esteem inflates you with a big ego. Ego spells edging goodness out. Always edging goodness out. Oh, there you go. So people who feel they have a big self-esteem because they're worth a lot of money, or they have lots of material goods, or they're astoundingly talented at certain ways of doing things, like they might be good with money, they might be good with sport, they might be good with athletics, they might be good with anything in their lives, and they get a big ego from that because they feel that they are more than valuable, more than what the value they are. Then there you go, big self-esteem, big ego. We get that now with football. When I first started watching football, it was a tiny game. They were still looked upon as gods, like the new gladiators of our world. But a lot of the footballers I used to go and see, and it was known as the first division then, they had to get another job after their playing career, and whether that's right or wrong, that's a very good question. But today a footballer can earn maybe in a week that some people will earn in a lifetime or less. Ooh, that's quite a lot of a big turnaround, and money has really taken over football, and that's why I've really kind of stopped watching it, because it used to be passionate. It used to be about your team, your local team. Go and support your local team. My local team used to be Chelsea and Brentford and Kingstonians, just up the road. I'm born in Kingston, and they were my local teams. I used to go to all three of them, and some of them were doing well, some of them were doing bad. It didn't matter. I just went to watch them because I supported them to be my local team. It was like that. And you got to know the people in the team, and you got to know your community a little bit better because they were your local teams. Now it's just this enormous conglomerate, and really there's no community involved with it. But back to the point, the footballers who really take their position seriously, their ego becomes out of control, and therefore they have a high self-esteem. But what is their worth really? What is their worth really to society? It's a very big question. Are they really improving people's lives? That's the big thing. So your self-esteem should be balanced like everything else. It's the Tao philosophy. You need something big and something small, something great, something small. It's really to be balanced, centered, the middle way. So you have your self-esteem there. You can think, wow, I'm really good at this, but keep it balanced. And so, well, I'm really good at this, but I need to improve here. So it goes back to the old adage of, we are all masterpieces. Yep. But we're all work in progress as well. So we're all good at things. We all have things to offer into the world, which is your self-esteem. Is trusting yourself that you can actually do that. But then when your ego kicks in, that's when you start to attract certain people, of course, because people love that confidence. But you'll start to repel people around you, and people will start saying, who do you think you are? Who do you actually think you are? What is the matter with you? So self-esteem is trusting yourself. So do things to gain trust with yourself, like get into a routine, a different routine in the mornings, especially when you get up out of bed and you want to get into something. Change that routine if it's not really enthusing you to get on with something. For me personally, it's now exercise, or Qigong I should say. I do some body strengthening exercises, some stretching exercises, a tiny little bit of cardiovascular, not very much at all, but Qigong opens up all the joints of the body, so the energy starts to flow right from the word off. So after 9 o'clock, once I've had my breakfast and done my hour and a half or so of routines that I do in the morning, I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. I feel really good, strong, clear and positive. And it builds my self-esteem, my confidence, so that I can get involved with something with a clear mind and start moving it forward. But it doesn't make me feel like I'm better than anybody else. It's something I've had to do to reprogram my system, because I was so lousy getting up in the mornings. I hated it. You wouldn't see me get out of bed if I had the choice before 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock and midday. And that was especially prevalent when I was a musician, because, well, yes, you're going to bed quite late at the weekends, but there was no excuse for during the week. But that habit carried on all the way through my musical career, as getting up late, going to bed late. Now I go to bed as early as I can and get up early and get on with my day and start to create. I try to create. So this helps me with my self-esteem to think, yeah, I'm actually a producer. I'm good at this. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with producing things. In fact, it's the way forward for humanity. If all of us could produce more than we consume, cracked it, no problem. And also not consume things that we don't need. Very, very big issue, but that's another thing. And that will be helping to lower your self-esteem if you need to buy things that temporarily make you feel better. I feel better now. And then that feeling will go. It's a bit like me when I was first trying to get my first guitar. When you buy the guitar, you think, well, I still treasure it actually. But when I got my first guitar, I thought, oh, this is good. After a few weeks of playing it, it felt better than the other one, but it became part of my being, part of my life, as it were. And it didn't make me feel any better after about 2 or 3 weeks of playing it. So that wears off. Anything that you get materially, say if you're looking for new clothes or a new car or new jewellery, it will give you a slight lift, but then it won't affect you after that. And that's what going out does for you. Coming in will help you to recondition those feelings of wanting to consume, which came from Edward Bernays. Really deep down in our society, we've all been conditioned to be consumers, so we go out naturally now. Well, we feel it's natural to go out to give us pleasure on the inside. No, you come in and then you go out, and then the world reflects what's in here. So if it's been conditioned in here to go out, you will feel like you're empty in here. Your esteem will be low, self-esteem will be low, and you'll be acting in that manner. On the other hand, if you think you're so special and wonderful and amazing and you're better than everybody else, then your self-esteem will be too big. You'll be ego, edging goodness out. Nobody will be around you. So it's finding that balance with your self-esteem is so important, really important for all of us to do that, and find our worth, and then trust in our worth, trust in your words. Once you start to either meditate or do your exercise, focusing on yourself, you can start to share that with other people, and that gives you value to other people. All of us at different levels of waking up from this material world, and all of us need to start to speak and believe in what we're saying. Not only believe, but know what we're saying. Like the Gnostics, know what we're saying is true. This is true. Self-esteem is just another part of our lives that we need to be in balance with, rather than letting it take over and destroying certain aspects of our life. Either way, whether it's too big or too small, it's destroying your life. So it needs to be balanced. Everything needs to be balanced. So the Tao way, definitely the balanced way. Yes, and I want that for you, to create, produce have your self-esteem balanced. So you're going to be brilliant at certain things, good, but keep it balanced by keep working on the weaker bits around that brilliance, because I know you're brilliant. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. So,